Welcome to Diversified Administration's 1094-1095 Variable Hour Spreadsheet Training, hosted by me, Sandro. Here we'll discuss the following spreadsheets that only pertain to variable hour employers. So let's start with the first one, the Compliance Review Form. This form is where the employer's information is entered. As you can see, the first section is pretty self-explanatory. The name, address, city, state, zip, phone, fax, type of business, employer TIN or EIN, the SIC code, contact name and email, and comments. In this section, you will put whatever comment is needed to describe or explain any information from the first half of this form. It will also serve in case you need to put any explanation or description of information that will be entered in the following spreadsheet, which contain the employee's information. Is a company part of a control group? Yes or no? If the company is an authoritative transmittal company, which means that if there's a group of EINs, there'll be one company that will be the authoritative transmittal under which all the other EINs will be filed under. If it's only one company, then there'll be the authoritative transmittal for their own, so there'll still be that, the authoritative transmittal company. Number of active employees for each company, the number of terminated employees from January 1st to the current month, the hour requirement for an employee to be considered full-time, the waiting period, which will be the number of days or months for which coverage to begin for a full-time employee. Could be the date of hire, 1 month, 2 months, 30, 60 days, 60, 90 days. Have the different options there. The coverage effective date, and you'll have the option of 2 codes here. Code 1 will be for the coverage when the coverage begins immediately after the waiting period. Code 2 will be for the coverage for when the coverage begins the first of the month following the month in which the waiting period ended. The plan type, here you describe the plan itself. Then you'll put the plan renewal date on this line. If it happens that a particular company has more than one plan, what you can do is just select these 2 rows, copy them, and then insert them here, and just put the description of the other plan and its renewal date. And of course, you can add as many lines as necessary to put the description for each one of the plans available. Then you'll have to see if it meets the minimal value. That means if it's ACA compliant, you'll put yes or no. If testing is required to determine that it meets the minimum value, but your broker would have already offered or sold you a plan that is already that meets the minimum value, so most likely the answer here will be no. Does it meet affordability? Yes or no, based on if the contribution does not exceed 9.5% of the total household income. Again, your broker would have already sold you a plan that is totally affordable, so the answer will be yes here. For the same reason, testing should not be required. And then these are the safe harbor designations. Now, you have several options for the safe harbor. For example, the rate of pay. If the self-only contribution does not exceed 9.5% of the rate of pay as of the first day of coverage. W-2, which is when the self-only contribution does not exceed 9.5% of the W-2's box 1. The FPL, which is the federal poverty level, if the self-only contribution does not exceed 9.5% of the federal poverty level. Now, the lowest cost employee-only premium. This is the contribution amount that an employee will have to pay to get the employee-only minimal and cheapest coverage offered. Since this coverage will be available to all employees, this number will correspond equally to every single employee, regardless of the coverage they actually chose and regardless of the actual contribution. Again, this is the lowest employee-only, cheapest coverage available and offered to all employees. That's all what the IRS wants to know. Funding. Are you fully insured? Are you self-insured or a combination of both? Do you offer spouse coverage? Do you offer dependent coverage? Here, you will add how many variable hour employees you have. You will have to, do you have them or not? Well, you respond yes or no. You will respond no if you have no variable hour employees, but if you're filling this form is because you do have them, and the answer will be yes. Look back analysis. This analysis is used to determine or to see if the variable hour employee is eligible for coverage. So that measurement period will happen the previous year to determine coverage for the following year, and the length of the analysis will be anywhere up to 14 months to calculate that. You'll put the start date for that analysis, and you put the analysis period that can be at least 6, but no more than 12 consecutive months to determine the eligibility for a particular employee. New hire measurement period, this is for new hires. Similarly, a period of at least 3, but not more than 12 consecutive months that is used as a look-back measurement method to determine eligibility for the new hire employee. Again, the start of when this the measurement starts, but in this case, it'll be either the date of hire or the first month after the date of hire. The new hire administrative period is a period of a maximum of 90 days in which the new hire has the time frame that he has to choose or elect coverage or waive it. A new hire stability period, which cannot be less than 6 months or less than an initial measurement period. It must be the same length as the standard stability period in order to keep offering coverage to the employee. The ongoing measurement is after either the look-back analysis or the new hire measurement are done. This ongoing measurement will be the measurement that will be used in the future. So it could be at least 3, but not more than 12 consecutive months. The administrative period, again, it's no longer than 90 days, and again, it's the time that the employee has to either elect or waive coverage. The ongoing stability period, again, is the measurement immediately following the administrative period of at least 6 months and no longer than a measurement period in which the person can elect have coverage. Coverage termination date, date of termination or end of month. Subject to FMLA if there's family leaves or maternity leaves. Rehire provisions, what provisions you have in order to rehire somebody. And educational organization rules if you happen to be in educational organization. The same information will be entered for each one of the additional EINs, companies, or divisions, and there's a and there will be one for each column. And that is it for the compliance review form. Now let's go to the following form, which will be the data request form, which pertains to the employee information. In this form, you will see that the first section is self-explanatory. It's the employee's social security number, last name, first name, and so on, address, state, zip, and then the job status. Here in the job status, you'll see that the particular employee can be a full-time employee, part-time, variable hour, seasonal, or even unknown. The employee status is the employee is active, inactive, is on leave, other, or unknown. The union column. If there's unions in your company, you will indicate here what union the employee is part of. And if you're using a descriptor or a code here to refer to each union, these will be shown in the comments section that we spoke about in the compliance review sheet. Now the red section, here is the pay status, salary, hourly, daily, or per session. The pay frequency, weekly, biweekly, semi-monthly, or monthly. The salary rate, per year or per hour. The hire date, the termination date, the rehire date. The pay period from and the pay period to. In this case, if the pay period to lands on the month that's being reported, that's the pay period that goes here. If the pay period starts in the reported month but finishes in the following month, then it's reported in the following month and not on this one. The hours worked refer to the amount of hours that the employee worked during a particular month, which is, even though they're there, but they don't have, it doesn't have to relate to the pay periods listed. The acceptance in the blue section, you'll see the acceptance if he was enrolled, if he waived, or you offered him a payout. The start of the plan, as well as the end of the plan for whatever reason, the person was termed, deceased, or whatever the case might be. If there was a buyout, the date in which the buyout was made. And then the last section, it has to do with leave dates. There's a leave start date, a leave end date, and the type of leave. Family or maternal leave, military, jury duty, disability, other, or unknown. And if it happens that a particular employee has a second leave during the same month, the similar information is here. In the case that he has a third leave, you can add additional columns for this. And that is the data request form. As you can see, it's pretty self-explanatory, but again, if you have any questions, you may contact us and we'll try to resolve them. Now let's go to the next one, which is the dependent data template. This particular spreadsheet is only if you will only use it if you are a self-insured employer. If you are fully insured, the dependent information will be provided to the IRS by your insurance carrier. So you wouldn't have to worry about that. But if you're self-insured, you will use this form. The first column, you'll enter the employee's Social Security number, and then the dependent's Social Security number and information. And you will add additional lines for each additional dependent. Then when this information is fed into our system, the system will match each dependent with each employee based on the employee's Social Security number. And that is the dependent data template. Now, a reminder that we're only receiving new clients till the end of this month. September 30th. We do this because we want to guarantee that we have enough time to process all the information accurately in order to produce accurate reports by the beginning of next year. And if you have any questions, you may reach out to me, Sandro Vivas, or you may also ask for Ben Davis at 954-983-9970, or you can email us to info@div125.com. Thank you for attending this training, and have a great day. Thank you.